This is Westeros, and this is a market crash. In this video, I will attempt to rank the smartest players in Game of Thrones using math, not opinion. But I have a problem. Being smart in the traditional sense usually gets you killed. Ned Stark was honorable. Tywin Lannister was a genius. Littlefinger was clever. They are all dead. Ranking them by IQ is like ranking the passengers on the Titanic by how well they swim. It doesn't matter if the ship sinks. By the end of this video, the smartest player won the game without a throne, without an army, and without fighting the final boss. The metric. Return on investment first. We need a new definition of smart. In a survival simulation, intelligence isn't about how many books you read. It is about return on investment, or ROI. We look at two numbers. Input. What did they start with? Risk and resources. Output. What did they end with? Titles and survival. If you start as a king and die as a king, your ROI is 0. You gained nothing. If you start as a king and die on a toilet, your ROI is negative. You lost value. Tywin Lannister is the perfect example of a bad investor. He spent immense resources, gold, armies, and his family's reputation to secure the throne. But he failed to secure his legacy. He died, his children died, and his house collapsed. He was a genius, but he went bankrupt. So, who actually beat the market? The smart loses, Littlefinger and Varys. Let's look at the players everyone thinks are smart. Littlefinger and Varys. Littlefinger started with nothing and climbed high. That looks like a good return. But his strategy had a fatal flaw. Volatility. He took massive risks to create chaos. Chaos is a ladder, yes. But chaos is also uncontrollable. By betting everything on conflict, he eventually created a situation he couldn't talk his way out of. He bet everything on the Stark girls being stupid. He lost that bet. Varys is the opposite. He played too safely. He served the realm. But the realm doesn't pay you back. He survived a long time, but he died with no lands, no titles, and no legacy. In the simulation, these men are not winners. They are just gamblers who stayed at the table too long. The winner. Bronn of the Blackwater. The data shows only one clear winner. Bronn D. Let's look at his chart. Start. A nameless sellsword with one horse and a sword. Net worth, 0. Risk profile, extremely high, frontline combat. Strategy. Mercenary arbitrage. Bronn understands the one rule that Tywin missed. Loyalty is expensive. Greed is predictable. He never fights for a cause. He fights for a contract. The most important moment of his life wasn't a fight. It was a refusal to fight. When Tyrion asked him to fight the Mountain, Bronn did the math. The probability of victory was low. The reward, gold, was high, but the risk, death, was absolute. A hero fights. A smart investor walks away. Bronn walked away. Because he didn't fight, he lived. Because he lived, he could sell his services to Jaime Lannister for a higher price. The final tally Bronn's graph only goes up. He trades his sword for a knighthood. He trades his silence for a bag of gold. He trades a crossbow for the biggest castle in the Seven Kingdoms. And Lord of Highgarden. Master of coin. He started as a homeless killer and ended as one of the top 5 most powerful men in the world. He survived the Battle of the Blackwater, the Field of Fire, and the burning of King's Landing. He achieved this without a massive army, without dragons, and without a famous last name. He treated war like a business. While everyone else was fighting for the Iron Throne, Bronn was quietly buying the real estate. Conclusion. So, who was the smartest player? It wasn't the queen. It wasn't the hand. It was the guy who knew exactly what his life was worth. In a game where you win or you die, the only winning move is to get paid. Bronn proved that in Westeros, the sharpest weapon isn't a sword. It's a calculator. Bronn ended up as the master of coin, which is ironic because the Westerosi economy is a total disaster. To see how the Iron Bank actually controls the entire map, watch this video on the economy of Westeros right here.